Hello everyone and welcome to System Hoppers, the actual play podcast where we can never decide what we want to play. My name is Mark and I'm joining you as a player this time along my friends Josh, Cassie and Steve, as this is part 2 of our playthrough of The Zone. For an explanation of the rules, character creation and us playing through the tutorial scenes, please check out our first episode. To recap, we're playing an expedition group exploring the titular anomalous zone. I'm playing Buddy Taylor, the scientist. Steve is playing Jebediah Taskman, the entrepreneur. Cassie is playing Evie Larkin, the volunteer. And Josh is playing Adam Taut, the writer. Each character has an obsession, a reason guiding them to the zone, a phobia that the zone will attempt to use against them possibly, and a reason as to why they can't go back and must press on. To recap last episode, we made and introduced our characters at the FBC facility at the edge of the zone, a concrete building with containment chambers for various anomalies they'd found. We are part of the 14th expedition going inside after none of the previous ones have returned. We introduced our characters and shared some rumours we'd heard about the zone, including weird dreams we've been having, possible scientific or folklore explanations, or discussions if it was some kind of governmental cover-up. The next day our group began their expedition as we approached the boundary and attempted to cross over. We found ourselves in a forested area, and as we crossed over we suddenly were bombarded with sounds of private conversations and noise before glancing back and realising we couldn't see the facility that we'd come from. As we press on, we now start from our next scene with the next player jumping into the role of director as our group approach the farm, the first location on our strange journey.
We all good? Right, let's start this turn then. So, yes, you must move on from the boundary. Move to the first location beyond the boundary. You are now in the zone.
Ooh.
The next few scenes will be about exploring the zone, developing your characters, and most importantly, being very irresponsible. Key emphasis on very. Remember, you will need not so easy cards for the endgame. Have your characters do plenty of things that make it necessary to say not so easy, mutations await. So be dumb, don't play smart, don't do that.
Okay, I'm good at that.
This game was made for me. This is like inverse Call of Cthulhu. So, the expedition arrive at the farm, and I decide what form it takes. So we have greenhouses, hydroponics, and a sophisticated operation growing varietals that should not be biologically possible. Death permeates long rows of industrial feeders, torn conveyor belts, smashed machinery, and fences ripped open by something powerful. Or a muddy road to a quaint, secluded barnyard. Livestock used to range freely. The impression now is more of a slaughterhouse. Okay, I'm leaning towards the last one.
Yeah, I like 2 or 3.
Okay.
I think how we've sort of established the zone, I think this one makes more sense. The muddy road to a quaint, secluded barnyard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with that. Okay. So let's get a scene prompt. Here we go. Character scene. Someone desperately tries to get rid of a mutation. Oh, well.
Well.
It's not my fault no one else has fucked up yet.
So, let's say then, as we approach this, it looks like a little sort of quaint farmhouse, relatively big, like sort of that traditional, like American barn. The smell has sort of been replaced with a slightly more like rotting sort of meat smell. Sort of just in the background, not like overbearing. It's not like a horrible like fill your nose smell, but like you sniff it, you just sort of crinkle your nose a bit, just like ugh, like just that slight smell of it. As we sort of make our way towards the farmhouse, I'm going to use this character scene here that someone desperately tries to get rid of a mutation as, like, let's say Evie. Like, you are, like, you can feel yourself starting to, like, panic a little bit that you can't use your hand. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't clarify, but I'm going to say your dominant hand is the one that's gone ghostly. So
Okay.
you don't have your dominant hand right now. You don't know what's, like, you're starting to panic a little bit with that knowledge.
That's valid.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of cast that to you a little bit then as like, how is Evie handling this? What is Evie's plan? What is she gonna try and do here?
Good blow. I don't know if I'm like in full psychosis enough to just try and find something to like saw myself, basically just try and cut off my hand, stop it spreading.
Evie, if we were in like a barnyard, I'll kind of like grab your shoulders and try and like shake you slightly. Evie, you need to calm down. We're just, you're not hurt. You're okay. You're gonna be okay.
I'm gonna not so easy that on you, Mark.
Oh no. So me shaking Evie to.
Yep, trying to snap her out of it. Yeah.
Okay. Aha. So yes, but this isn't something you can do alone. Help is needed from other characters or from a local.
I'm happy to help.
Yeah, I think it's like a. I'm shocked. That was such a nice card.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be awful.
That was so pleasant.
I kind of like grab you by the shoulder, shake you, like Evie, you're okay. It's just your hand. It's not. We can fix it. We can get you back. And then I'll look to the others and be like, do you guys have any ideas? Like we can't. Like, what do we do?
Well, I believe that this world is filled with folklore and mythology. I think this is where everything originates from. So maybe spells work in this world. Like maybe, and I know like these kind of ideas of like using different like herbs of different like combined together can help protect from like evil spirits and stuff. And I put together like, a kind of a shabby looking mixture concoction of different herbs together and kind of like try and rub them on where Evie's hand was, or like I guess where the closest bit of skin I could find.
Like my wrist.
Yeah, I guess. To try and nullify anything, you know, I'm like,
I do not let you touch me with the weird weeds that you pulled from the zone. I'm like, oh, like
Actively give this a wide berth.
yeah.
I'm like pulling my sleeve back, letting you do this, like actively whimpering.
I was gonna say I'm looking for your support if you want this. Wouldn't want to do it to you if you didn't want it, but yeah. So
Well, I'm like ready to cut my fucking like hand off at the wrist.
I don't think you should amputate that, Evie.
I know, I'm just worried about it spreading. What if it's like a disease?
Put some weird herbs on it. Maybe you'll be okay if that calms you
Yeah,
down.
put the herbs on it. Oh fuck, those nettles. Ah shit, this stings.
like I picked some nice lavender and like a bit of sage.
Oh, I'm allergic to lavender. Never mind, it's fine. Just be itchy.
It was lavender and sage. You should just smell really nice now. It should be fine.
Thank you. My nice smelling ghost hand.
I think I'm gonna something's not right.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna say, while this is going on, something's not right. And I feel that maybe we're being watched.
And I'm going to say it's worse than that because it's totally a big black dog with red eyes watching us right now.
I guess I keep going from that then. Like,
Yeah, you incorporate that escalation.
Jeb, I'm gonna say because you're not like. I think it makes sense
Yeah.
that you'd be the one to spot this.
Yeah.
But you now see there's this dog that's like prowling in the field, and it kind of glops over it. Its big red eyes are kind of staring directly at us.
Adam, what does your Shuck thing look like?
A big black dog, glowing red eyes.
I'll just sort of point out. Does it look a bit like that?
Yeah, that would be it. Folklore says that seeing a shock is it's not good. It kind of trails off a little bit after that.
Not good, like bad luck, or
I mean, in folklore, there's this idea of like a death parade, and it's often led by the Black Shuck. So
I think we should shut the barn doors.
I think we should shut the barn doors.
Yeah, fucking barricade it now.
okay, I think the doors are.
I think that's
Shut.
a good point to the scene to end as we close the barn door there.
I was going to not so easy, Josh, just at the end there for the scene to end. Like trying to shut the doors.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, it's not so easy closing the doors.
I was like, I
Okay.
think we should shut the doors, and I was like, I'm gonna not so easy. Whoever says they're actually gonna do that.
Are you doing it on me?
Yeah, Josh, I'm not so easy.
So I shut it. But you have to really talk about your character's past to succeed. Okay. So as I close the door, I like kind of take stock a little bit, and when I was in the car with my partner, the last thing we saw and my partner would have seen was the Black Shuck. We saw it while driving down the country road. I've already had history with this dog. That's why I'm so aware of it. And it's, yeah, I think it's coming for me, personally.
I assume is that something we can kind of see the panic on your face then, like as you.
I don't think it's panic, I think it's acceptance.
Okay. I'm gonna also try and help you like shut the door, like as in like shut the close these two big barn doors.
I will join you in the door as well.
Yeah, of course.
Evie can lend a hand.
One thing.
I'll be like shouldering it.
Oh, nice, cool.
I think that's a good point to end the scene now, yeah. I think it'll give us the choice now, won't it, when we end the scene. We'll now give Cassie the choice of do we move on or stay here.
I mean, kind of has to stay here, doesn't it? Because we've just barricaded ourselves inside the farm.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make sense if we're just somewhere else entirely now.
I don't know, there's ways we could make that work.
I mean, it's the zone. You're also allowed to start your scene at the farm and then be like, we all run away into the farmhouse and now we're in a different bit of the farm. You know, you can do whatever you want with it, really.
We've kind of set this up as like a liminal like space, haven't we? Where it's based on like memory and stuff, so we can kind of go wherever we want with it.
Yeah. If people wanted to move on to the next one,
I think we should stay here for a couple.
Okay,
I think as it
that's
gets
fine.
more intense, we'll have less anyway. But
yeah, do another scene in the farm.
Lovely.
The expedition learns something about a character that changes everything. What did you have to hide to be accepted by the others? Why did you believe it was necessary? Okay, so is this more of like a role-playing like narrative scene, or do we have to?
I mean, I think so, but I think we can always take stock. Something's not right to set stuff up if we want to introduce threats as the scene goes on.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Buddy probably is in a bit of a panic after this. He kind of Adam, he grabs you kind of like by the scruff and goes, Did you make that dog appear? You were talking about that and now it's here.
I mean, I believe the dog is always here. I don't think I've made the dog.
Now's not the time to be talking in riddles. Like,
I'm not. I've had to put my hands up in the air. It's like, this is just what I've read. Like, you arguing with history. Like, people have seen this dog.
No, we're arguing with the physical dog outside.
Maybe we should open it and just let you go out and deal with that, because that's clearly your fucking horror. Maybe you should deal with that.
Do I look horrid? I'm quite accepted about the dog. If you want me to go out there, I'll go out there.
I don't even know if there is anything there. Like, surely we would have heard it.
No, I saw it. It's there. I saw it.
Is it trying to get in? Like, was it even there?
I'll talk to it. I bring up the thing and go outside, and I go and confront the dog.
I'm gonna something's not right. That absolutely.
Okay.
As you sort of go to open the door, sort of start to pull it, the door just doesn't move.
Okay.
It's worse than that. As you turn back to try and like ask us for help, you are alone in the farmyard just now.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you sort of grab the door, sort of it try to pull at it and it just doesn't budge. As you sort of like turn around exasperated, you're just stood in the barn by yourself.
Right. Guys, I go back and try and see if I can open the door again, I guess, and see if that's the key to unlocking this weird loop I found myself in. I'm gonna not so easy myself on that, trying to open the door again,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah? Oh no.
Good.
Oh, go up, you drawn.
Oh, great. No, and the zone mutates both you and your obstacle, escalating the conflict. I try and open the door, and it fails, and in fact, as I try and open it, it's almost like it becomes sturdier, and so the door is just out of bounds at this point. And what's my mutation? I think my mutation is at this point quite subtle, but very noticeable. I think my eyes start to go red.
Ooh.
You're becoming the dog.
Maybe. So,
I was thinking that I like what you said about the door almost feeling a little bit more reinforced, considering it's supposed to be some old barnyard. But for like the horror element, I kind of like the idea of just the door almost feeling sentient to you. Like almost like I'm assuming it's made out of like thick wood or whatever.
yeah.
I'm assuming like the wood almost like feeling ominous and like pulsating, and like dark black tarry ooze starts to like drip out from like in between the slats, and just almost feels like it's got its own mind and it's just focusing all that on you.
That's
I'm
bizarre.
still stuck in weird liminal space, with no way of escaping, separate from everybody else. I guess what's happening on your end? What did you guys see?
I like the idea that you're just stood there.
I was going to say that as well. I was going to say you're just not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, fine, I'll open the door and then just stop moving.
Oh, okay.
I think you're like completely Blair Witching in front of this door.
Oh,
Like you're just standing there, motionless, almost like you're in shock, just facing the wall.
I think we should take stock.
I think we should.
I guess I start because I did it. Buddy is like slightly terrified at this. Like it's like you were just talking about spells and stuff, but now you're just phasing out, and the hat. Like this is all starting to feel very real, and dread is starting to set in very quickly.
I can understand that.
I'm gonna my ear ringing that I set up earlier for everyone. I'm gonna say that is like right now it's a lot worse.
I'll say that where all those herbs that was like rubbed into my skin, like that area of my wrist just feels like burning and like pulsating, even though it looks fine. It almost just feels like it should be on fire, but there's nothing there, not even like a red mark.
Ooh.
But it just feels like it's getting worse the more anxious I feel about this situation.
Okay, well, I don't have much to say because I'm in the dark world, whatever that is. So I don't have much to add, I don't think.
No worries. I'll be like, what should we do? Is he all right?
I think I'm gonna go over there and like shake him out. Yeah, let's just shake him out of it.
I'm gonna slap him.
I'm gonna not so easy.
Yeah.
You haven't had one yet.
Yep, I need one. Okay, so I'm gonna walk up to him and just try and slap him out of it. Just one firm slap.
Oh no!
Oh no!
And the zone mutates you, causing an extreme loss of humanity.
Wow.
Oh, fuck, you're gonna kill him.
Okay, I have a pretty good idea for this. Like, I walk up to sort of slap him, and instead of like trying to slap him out of it, I just deck him. Like, just extreme level of violence. Like, punch him square in the jaw, and like as he goes to the floor, I'm just gonna go with him and just sort of give him a few kidney shots as well. And I'm gonna make it like not a physical mutation, but like a mental degradation, like where like I'm just more prone to violence now.
Right.
Just lay into Adam, like unnecessarily violently for this.
Oh, I'm gonna try and intervene. I'm just gonna try and like haul you off Adam, who has done nothing but be pleasant to us. Like, what are you doing? Get off him! Stop! And like just trying to like grab at your arm and just pull you off.
I was gonna say, has he snapped back or is he still?
I think he would have snapped back. Well, sorry. Right, Cassie, you decide. Yeah, sorry.
I'll say that you do snap back to just find Jebediah just like on top of you, just like, you know, like looming over you, just wailing into you, like so your face and everything just starts to feel the effects of his assault. Right. Obviously, I'm trying to pull him off you.
I'm gonna try and interpose and but come down to you to make sure you're okay. More like.
What down to Adam?
Yeah, just to kind of like, I assume you kind of come to like hazy, kind of like seeing me over you, like, are you okay? Are you okay, Matt? But then I see your eyes and I kind of drop you and like, what?
I like go and like touch my jaw. I was like, what happened? Like, this is all new to me. Why am I beaten up?
What? Your eyes?
What about my eyes? What about my face?
They're red, but
my eyes are red?
Yeah, you've got red eyes, my man. Also, Jeb, what the fuck?
I'm just gonna like storm across here. I'm just like throw something across the barn, and then I'm just gonna go and like sort of sit down in a corner and just sort of try and compose myself for a second.
What the fuck, man? Like from across the barn?
Why would you attack him?
I don't know what came out of me.
Adam, you like froze. You were like fully. You said you were gonna open the door, and you just stared at it, and then Jeb attacked you.
I went to a different barn. It was like here, but you weren't here. And then there was this goop coming out of the door.
Well, there's no goop now. There's nothing there.
There's no goop here, man.
I like look up at the door, like kind of like tentatively. This is like, what the?
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna open the door for him.
Not so easy.
Oh, balls. I want to go the entire run without mutating. Not so easy. No, fuck, never mind. No, and the zone mutates you, creating a much more serious problem, which must be immediately dealt with.
I mean, there's an obvious answer here, right?
I walk over like Adam for you, and I go, "Look, there's nothing even there." And as I open the door, this dog, it like barges me and like pushes me back. And as it runs in, like it sees, it's like Adam, its eyes are focused on you. But as it does so, like, you know how dogs can like just be all slobbery and like his like a big patch of this like slobber and kind of like whatever is in this dog's saliva, like hits me on the arm, and just immediately it starts to burn. Like, and it just kind of like singes into the skin and just causes it to have this weird reddish color going all up his kind of arm and like forearm to his hand.
Ooh.
As it kind of burns, like it's just very, and it just kind of leaves this almost like birthmark-esque burn across his arm. But now the dog is in the room.
Okay.
Which I was going to say it wasn't going to be real, but
I'm going to advocate for an end scene here. I feel like we should end this scene.
Okay.
And then go into the next scene with the dog as the focal point of the scene.
Okay.
yeah. Do we want to do another scene at the farm, or shall it chase us to? We can always just run. Like,
It's up to you.
I think we should go to the village.
Okay, let's move on.
Us booking it probably makes sense here.
I think actually we just run, and then we kind of just all kind of run into the, like, run through the, like, out the barn, across the farm, and into like the village that connects into the farmland. So it's like it's been maybe a minute or two from the last scene, but we're all kind of running.
But where do we run to?
So we have vibrant green overgrowth as reclaimed architecture. Vines seem to grow as you look at them. Eerily calm, every building perfectly preserved 30 years later. It's as if the inhabitants could be just around the corner. Or a charred devastation, a community cut short violently, blackened anthropomorphic remains scattered around under an even coat of ash. I like the idea of going to somewhere that just feels really normal for now.
Yeah.
But like there's 30 years later, there's that weird like futuristic vibe to it, almost like it's just things seem slightly better off than they've ever been here. So yeah, I'm gonna say we kind of run to this town. It looks like a town that was very much in like the early 2000s, but it just looks slightly futuristic, like that 30 years later kind of vibe though. So things just seem a bit better than they've ever been here, which is weird for a town in the middle of nowhere. So the scene prompt. A creature presents a character with an irresistible temptation. So I'm going to say we're running, we kind of run, I think there's even parts where people get split up. Like, you know, you kind of feel, oh my God, I've lost everyone. And then we all kind of manage to reconvene, like in like a village square. I'm thinking very Resident Evil 4, like that starting.
Yeah.
I'll kind of look around. What is that dog still here? Is it? Are you okay? And like clutching my arm.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just must be like an allergy or something.
Yeah, I kind of like, I don't agree, but I'm going to say it because I know it makes you feel better, so.
Yeah, science.
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay. Maybe we should get inside. I feel so exposed just standing out here.
Yeah, great idea. We should try and barricade a building or something. So we take stock and just kind of work out what we can see. So we can see the buildings. I would imagine we're like in some kind of like little suburban kind of area. So there's probably lots of like a nice few different rows of houses we can pick from.
I'm going to continue my running theme here. The tinnitus is a lot less severe now. It's like massively eased off again, so it's just sort of like low level ringing in the back of your ears. I'm setting up a theme here.
So I'll say that because all the buildings are so perfectly preserved, but in such an eerie way, every time we just kind of look towards a building that has like a doorway or where a window should be, just out the corner of our eyes, we feel like we see a shadow or something move, like it feels occupied even though it's derelict.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to say, like, Adam is a man that was punched in the face and like hit. I think everyone else can have, you know, like everyone else has that weird taste of blood in like their mouth.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost like looking at you triggers that as a response, but it's like everyone else can almost like that. There's like a shared sensation of like feeling having just the taste of that irony kind of like coppery taste.
Okay.
I just start to like dry heave and retch it onto the floor then, because it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's...
I want to take a beat to kind of go up to Jeb and go, it's okay, by the way. Like, it's okay what happened.
Genuinely, I'm really sorry. I've never hit anyone in my life. I don't know what came over me.
We don't know what's going to come over any of us. I'm not holding it against you. And I just kind of give you like a pat on the back and just try and
Thank you, I guess.
It's okay.
I might not so easy that.
Okay.
I want to cause some conflict.
Yeah.
What between? So who are you not so easying? Me or
You when you go to pat him on the back.
you specifically give a pat?
It's going to be so funny if you immediately go. Oh.
It says no, and the zone mutates everyone in the expedition.
Fuck.
Sorry. So I pat you on the back, and I feel like I don't think it's actually the action of what I'm doing which is causing the mutation, but it's almost like it's just, you know, like how in films everything's so nicely timed on a nice beat. So we have this nice moment, and then suddenly this like mutation just engulfs us all. Do I get to decide the mutation we all have?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. It's for you.
Okay, I think. So I'm looking at the mutation board, and it's not all negative. And I like to think we just did something nice, and maybe it's something which brings us all together, like because it talks about emotions. It doesn't have to be these kind of physical changes. It doesn't have to always be in that sense. But I feel like it's almost like we all feel this kind of feeling of like togetherness, like a connection. It's like almost like overwhelmingly so. Like, just like floods throughout all of us all at once.
Okay, yeah, like that kind of.
Except me specifically, because you've tried to sort of pat me on the back and say it's all good, and you failed to do that. So, like,
yeah.
I'm somehow more violent now.
Wait, is it? Oh, I forgot it was no and. Oh, I thought it was yes and. Maybe
No, and.
It's so extreme. I don't even get to finish the pat. There we go.
You're unpatted.
Yeah,
Like you go to pat him on the back, and instead you just feel like with this intense urge to just hug him out of joy instead.
Actually, that's exactly what I do. I go in and actually just give you a big hug instead. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. And like it just like goes the other way. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna put that mutation as strong bonds. There we go.
I'll start crying because I'm a very lonely hermit person, so I don't really have any friends. So I'm not used to feeling together.
Bless. I'll give you a hug. I give you all hugs.
I think it's weird because my phobia is like isolation and being left alone. So it's like
you're getting what you want.
Yeah, but I want to find. I'm not looking for you. I'm looking for my brother.
Well, look, maybe the family was the friends you made along the way.
I'm also because I need to have a creature present a character with an irresistible temptation, and I don't really know how I'm going to do it. So I think I'm gonna something's not right. The scene.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
To try and feed out if someone wants to kind of throw something out a bit here. I'm going to say, as we're having this moment of camaraderie, something's not right, and we almost feel that like someone's watching us in one of these houses, maybe, or like someone near. There's something nearby is watching us.
Okay, I'm going to say it's worse than that, and as well as having that ominous feeling and we're seeing someone watching us, we hear it almost echoing like in our heads and just basically people and whispers in our voice, whispering our names, just being like, leave, you're going to die, you can't escape this. Just really ominous, awful things, like hearing it echo in our heads.
I think because I need to have a creature offer someone an irresistible temptation. So I think with that, we all kind of hear these voices and almost like looking around, like we almost hear like, you know, like the hustle and bustle you would expect in like a town, like, you know, in like a village, kind of like in the middle of a village in like the middle of the day or whatever it is. We all start hearing these conversations that just, you know, like kids playing or people talking or that going on. Evie, though, I think your voices, though, start saying, you need money. Some urge kind of voice in your head is talking to you. And you can almost like see these people walking by, but you can hear this voice kind of saying that, if you get rid of the rest of us, you can have the money you need, the reason you came here, and you can just cut tail and run.
I'm going to try and almost physically shake the voice out of my head, because I know that on some logical level that's not right, and none of this is right. But then obviously I'm just going to kind of start sizing people up almost and think about how I could do that.
I mean, I'm not so easy at you on that.
Okay, that's fine. Oh.
Oh.
So yes, but The zone mutates you. If you're not alone, someone else is mutated even worse. So, do I pick that or do you?
I think it's you. It's your card, right?
It's Cassie must resolve this, so it's...
Yeah. Well, I was going to have a mutation occur to me, and then to Buddy it happens, but on an even worse scale.
Oh, no. Yeah, go. What you got?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have it that you start full-on hallucinating your brother, but in, like, not just one, but just everywhere you look, in, like, every sort of, shadowy area, in every window, in, like, every alley, in every nook and cranny, you just kind of see his face. He just looks tortured and angry every time he looks at you. And I'm going to have it for me. I also will hallucinate, and I'll just see, like, my sick, dying niece just lying about, like, 10 foot away from me, just arms extending out to me and just, like, looking at me in desperation. I'm the only one who can help her.
But I like the idea of it being almost like, especially after this scene, maybe it's a bit more just like in passing a lot.
Like corner of your eye, kind of.
This is the initial inertia of it, and I'm thinking going onward, especially like almost like you see him like in like randomly there, or you said like randomly in my vision and stuff. I fully start kind of panicking then, and kind of especially hearing these voices and the hustle and bustle of the town. And I kind of glance around like, what's going on? You're not here. No, you're not. And then I'll try and reach out and try and maybe grab one of these apparitions.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna like dive like towards the floor and just start like sobbing and apologizing and just making empty promises to the wind, to like the ground, to everyone else. Whereas really, obviously, I'm imagining my niece is there.
I'm gonna something's not right there. Because I've got an idea here that as Buddy like sort of grabs out at an apparition and Evie sort of goes over to her like hallucination, me and Adam also begin to see them everywhere. Like they sort of start to appear like visible to us as well.
So are we seeing their apparitions?
We're seeing their apparitions. We're seeing theirs.
It's worse than that. And I think Adam starts seeing his wife.
Oh.
Okay.
And Jeb, I don't know who you'd see, but I think you start also like the people you see, like you see me walking towards my brother, and then Adam, you see it as your wife, and then Jeb, you see it, like almost like they start interchanging.
Right.
Okay, perfect. I've got an idea in mind then. So, like, as I'll say the two of you sort of walk to the same sort of direction then. As you sort of walk out towards what you think is your brother, Evie walks out to what she thinks is her niece. And, like, sort of Jeb and Adam sort of look at each other confused for a second. They sort of look back. As Adam, you then see your wife.
Mm-hmm.
As Jeb sort of stands and looking confused as you begin to walk, he then turns and looks and sees his father there. As he then immediately sort of starts walking with, like, just behind everyone else.
I try and, like, shake us all out of this, because we were going to go and barricade ourselves in a house so the big old dog doesn't get us. So I'm like, so I try and break the spell these hallucinations are putting on us. Yes, it's not so easy. Yeah. I see the little green circle.
3 green circles all move to the corner.
I try and shake us out of it. No, and good. Okay.
Oh no! What have you drawn?
So it says no, and the zone mutates you in a way that triggers your obsession.
You don't snap out, and it gets worse.
I need to get some more of these out. I've not drawn enough of them.
Yeah. Josh is on 4. I'm on 2. Evie's on 2. Jeb's on 1.
I'm on 1. I need to do some more things. I need to.
You are playing to win. You've been doing it wrong.
I'm letting you self-destruct. I'm gonna coast.
I'm trying to think of what would because my obsession is amuse, something to inspire me. Maybe I join into that mutation as well. Like I start seeing Sarah, my partner, but like it's not necessarily in the same way as you guys are seeing yours. Yours is like a very kind of like a guilt driven thing, whereas mine's more like it's inspiration. It's like what's going to keep pushing me through the zone. It's like she's always there, like kind of beckoning to me. If that makes sense. And I don't really like necessarily believe it, but I definitely see it.
You sort of see her as more of an angelic form rather than
yes,
like a sort of what Buddy and Evie see, which is something more of a
More torturous.
yeah.
Like Buddy upon almost getting to one of these figures as well, and like realizing he almost can't touch, like I suppose that they're not really there. Buddy is just gonna, in a panic, just shut his eyes and just start counting prime numbers.
I love it.
That's what I'm doing.
Which is ironic, as a writer, would probably be like the worst thing you could do. Like, we could be further apart, Adam and Buddy.
I'm just gonna be like, this isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31.
Just to instigate a card for myself and sort of play on the mutation I currently have. I'm just going to go to throw hands with my old man. Like I'm going to go fight him. Like that.
I don't care if you're in some fancy zone.
I'm specifically doing like the Captain America Civil War charge to like.
Can you do this all day?
No, but your failure has unexpected positive consequences. Okay, I already know what that is. I tried to throw hands with him, and it shows that it's not real. Like, I try and punch him, and he's not there.
Like, that can drive the scene to the end as well.
Yeah.
It, like, disperses all the
Like I say, all of you would see me, like, try and throw hands with someone you care about, and they just then vanish.
I hear you throw a punch, and then I open my eyes and stop counting my prime numbers, and then I realise I'm back, and I'm like, I snapped myself out.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be like just sitting on the gravel, just knowing that it wasn't real, but reeling from how real it felt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it snaps me out as well. Watching Jab just punching ghosts is always gonna snap me out most things, right?
I love the idea that it was one illusion, so the rest of you see me run up and try and punch someone you care about. Like Adam watches me dive to try and throw hands with his wife.
I think that's a good place to end the scene.
That's a wonderful scene ender, I think.
That kind of snapping out of that shared hallucination.
Okay, right. I'm going to start next turn. I think we probably move on from the village. I don't think the village really has much more to offer us.
Yeah.
Apart from these hallucinants. So we're going to move to the campfire. Beyond this point is the most dangerous part of the zone. Soon characters will die, but for a few hours, you're safe. So go around and each share your theories about the nature of the zone. Now is also a good time for any unresolved character relationships. This may be your last chance. Oh, so there's nothing bad happening here. We're just chilling out, having a great time.
You get to describe then what happens between the village and now. Like, do we keep going? Do we camp up? Do we, it's time part? How?
I think once we've snapped out of the scary ghosts of our loved ones, we move on from the village. It's clear that it hasn't got much to offer us. And in fact, we're probably safer where there's less scary ghosts. And we move away from that, and I think we find like a forest, and we just like kind of settle down on the outskirts. We've managed to make ourselves a fire, and kind of keeping ourselves warm through the night. We seem to be safe. There's no signs of anything else hunting us at the moment, and yeah, we got time to take stock, I guess. Over to you guys.
I'm gonna say Buddy's like proper like sat down, like hands by the fire, like slightly trying to like there must be some like maybe this is on like maybe there's like a gas leak and it's causing these shared hallucinations.
Jeb is like pacing around like this is some like MSK bullshit, right? This is like some government mind control shit. Like they're drugging us to like see the effects, and like they're trying to turn us into super soldiers or something. Like
maybe you're right. Maybe that's what there's weird like that weird siren in our ears is. Like maybe it's like
you hear that as well?
Every now and then, but maybe it's like
I hear it too.
Microwaves or something.
I think you're trying to explain the unexplainable. There's nothing to be explained here.
There is. Some of us have to report back, when we get out of here.
I mean, good luck to you.
Well, I have to go back.
You'll get back. And I like turn to everyone else. We'll all get back. It's gonna be okay.
I appreciate the sentiment, but your eyes are scaring me so badly the way they glint in this light.
I'm sorry. Does it help if I close them?
Yeah, like the government are definitely like they're gonna lock you in like a dark room and like it's just they let us out, man.
They're gonna experiment on you for a long time, man.
They give me a typewriter. I don't care.
Don't know if they'll give you that. I think they'll like electrocute you or something.
I mean, if those ice things are even real, like this is all a hallucination, man. We're being pumped full of drugs. Like this is.
She's got a ghost hand though. We can all see that.
I can see the ghost hand.
Yeah, and a dog drooled on you and you went red. Like, come on. Like, does that scream real to you or like bad trip?
Do you think? I mean, they did like a bunch of stuff with like LSD in the '60s, right? You think maybe it is?
I did some Quaaludes back in college, and like I had a similar experience with a dog like that. So
guys, I try and bring us together because we have this feeling of a strong bond, right?
That we did.
And I want us to all take a moment to feel that strong bond. We are at the right place we should be together. And as long as we stick together, we're going to be okay. And I think we all feel that resonate through all of us.
I don't know. I think we need to get out of here before we inhale too much weird gas.
I'm not saying we shouldn't leave. I do agree we should try and get out, but the only way out is going further in. And that is one thing which has been clear from the start.
In hindsight, I think I know why I punched you in the face.
Wow.
Why are you even here, Jeb?
Money, mostly.
I mean, I can understand that.
There's going to be something valuable in here, right? Like, I mean, that's before I realised this was some kind of bullshit mind control experiment, but, you know.
I mean, they say, like, I'm pretty sure they said back in the, like, place that they were, like, there was, like, weird energy spikes in the middle, but do you think that we can get out through that, or do you think...
Maybe we can turn it off?
Maybe? Like, but maybe, like, if it's something we can survive, I hope, like, we just don't get too close and, you know, like, be like bugs on a bug zapper.
I mean, you're the science guy. I'm sure you can help us figure it out when the time comes.
I mean, a lot of the last half a day we've been in here have just devised a lot of science. I don't know. I just don't know. There must be something. There must be an explanation.
Whether it's real or not, I don't think what we know is going to help us. We need to accept things which don't make sense and not work by our own idea of what knowledge is, like what logic is, rather.
How the fuck are we going to stay sane if we do that? We have to cling on to reality.
Maybe it's not about staying sane, it's just about staying alive.
You know what? That's like the smartest thing you've said all day.
He's just quoting the Bee Gees.
Guys, I think we should call it a night. We need to get as much rest as we can.
Yeah, just no one go off in the night or anything.
I need some sleep before I hit you again.
That's fair.
This is like the first time I've actually felt part of something bigger than myself, and I just want to thank you all for that, no matter what happens.
We're gonna do this.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to... If my brother came through here, we can't stop now.
Exactly.
Do we want to end the scene there?
I think it's a good time to end
the scene. Everyone has a little sleep.
Aww.
Aww.
Ooh.
I'm glad we got a nice little bonding time before we all die.
That's all we have time for this episode. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Music is from Kevin Macleod and Fesliyan Studios, with sound effects from Pixabay. I'll put links below in the show notes. If you like the show and want to support us, please do follow us on our socials. I'll put links down below in the show notes where you can join our Discord or donate to the show if you want to help us make it even better. For this series, we'll be playing through an entire playthrough of The Zone, and then something new, so we always love to hear suggestions on what you'd like to see us play next. Now that we're past the campsite, we've crossed into the much more dangerous second half of The Zone. First we have to get through the zoo, then the danger will really start to ramp up for our expedition. Take care.